Hi golfers, Nick here from American Golf and down the Aintree store today. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about impact position. I've got a really good drill to show you for that with an alignment stick. First of all, I'm just going to show you a little bit from the book here. So this is a golfing machine book written by Homer Kelley. First edition came out in 1969, this is edition number 7. But it just talks, this sort of book has sort of stood the test of time, if you like. A lot of players, or a lot of coaches sort of have used this book to sort of learn their coaching sort of technique or system that they use. And it's not about having one way to play golf. If you read this golf book, it just shows you that there's thousands of ways of playing this great game of golf. So just going back to the more modern day players, you take a look at someone like Bryson DeChambeau. So he's known as sort of the golfing scientist. Studied this golf book for a number of years, and he uses one of the swing variations in the book, which is the sort of the one plane swing. But the area we're going to talk about today is more about the impact position. So if you go to chapter 2 of the book, it just talks about there's 3 basic essentials that Homer Kelley mentions. He mentions a stationary head, balance and rhythm. But there's also 3 basic imperatives to play the game. The first one is a flat left wrist, which we're going to talk about today. Second one is club head, lag pressure point, and 3 is a straight plane line. So we're going to talk about the flat left wrist today, and I'm going to sort of show you a drill that you can use for that. So what Homer's describing there is the left wrist position being flat at sort of the point of impact. Now, I do a lot of coaching, a lot of custom fitting, and this is probably one of the biggest issues that I see in a lot of amateur golfers is at the point of impact, their wrist is probably bent back. Now, if you look at the top players in the world, their hand's going to be forward, the handle position's forward of the club head, so they create that sort of shaft lean, and that will help with sort of the strike and your trajectory control. If you're coming into the golf ball and the wrist is bent back like this, that's going to cause issues with low point, so you're going to tend to bottom out a little bit behind. And what I tend to see with players that do tend to bottom out behind is sort of flexing of the arms to avoid hitting the ground, and then that creates sort of fat shots, thin shots, generally weak golf shots. So on the TrackMan here we're using today, I do a lot of my fitting, and it gives you sort of launch angles, which is really interesting when you're looking at different golfers. So you look at the best players in the world with a 7-iron, average 7-irons like for 33, 34 degrees, they're launching it at sort of 17 degrees. Now there's a number of reasons why it does launch lower than the loft on the club. We're not going to go into that today, but we're just going to talk about how a lot of amateur golfers that get on here, they're launching their 7-irons in the higher 20, sometimes 30 degrees. They're almost 10, 15 degrees in some cases higher than sort of the best players in the world, and that's a lot of that is to do with that left wrist. So I've got a alignment stick today. I'm going to sort of show you a drill, sort of help generate that feeling if that's something you struggle with. So grab your alignment stick, place it along the shaft, and so it sticks out at the end here. And what I want you to do is just grip around the alignment stick and the grip. So when you set up, that stick should be pointing sort of outside of your body. Now, at the point of impact, if you were to deliver a flat left wrist, that alignment stick there would be outside of my body. Now, if I was to come in and flex this left wrist for whatever reason, as I come down, the alignment cane is going to hit me in the side of my chest there. So this forces you to deliver sort of the correct angle into the golf ball, the correct wrist position. So I'm just going to hit a shot here now. What I recommend you guys do, I've just got a 9-iron here, is just to start with, just grip it and just start off doing some half swings, because to start with, if this is something you struggle with, you're probably going to hit yourself in the side. So you just want to start off with short swings, just a few practice swings. When you feel comfortable, just sort of chip it forward. I'm not trying to necessarily hit this a long way, I'm just trying to develop the right feeling using the stick. So I'm just going to punch one out there. Okay, so it's only gone about 85 yards or something like that, so just with a 9-iron, just literally like a little chip forward there. So for me, it feels like I'm really having to deliver the shaft lean. I feel like I've got, I'm not just thinking about the left wrist, I feel like with my right wrist, it's bent like that. So you look at impact positions, you're not only looking at a flat left wrist, you're looking at a bent right wrist as you go through. I feel like my weight's on the left as I go through. Let's try it again. So what we're going to try and do is just start off with these little half shots. Like so that you're only going sort of 80, 90 yards, that one's 100 yards, that one. And what we need to try and do is just start to build it up a little bit. So they're sort of half swing, just move into like 3/4 now. Okay, so that's sort of giving me the right sensation. That one went 132 yards, just with a 9-iron. Just looking at the launch angle there, 18.4. If you look at the top players of a 9-iron, it's going to be around about that, maybe a degree more. A little bit harder again. So I'm just starting to build up, getting about 130 yards, so launched at about 18. So you can still hit this a reasonable distance, like that's only 10-15 yards short of my full 9-iron, but it just shows you how if you can get the right wrist position at impact and deliver that shaftly, not only are you going to strike the ball better, but you'll launch it better and hit the ball further. I see it time and time again, like looking at sort of club head speed there of 70 miles an hour. Okay, a good sort of 10-15 miles an hour shorter where it would be normally with a 9-iron, but when you look at a lot of golfers that maybe swing faster than that with their 9-iron, they probably don't hit it as far because of the way they deliver the club. If you're delivering too much loft, the ball's going to pop up into the air, too much spin, it's going to drop out the sky and you're not going to get the distance. So you look at the best players in the world, they deliver that flat left wrist. As Homer Kelley said, it's an imperative to play good golf. So golfers, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please comment in the box below. If you don't already, please follow me on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.